Some bonsai didn't survive history, but a few endured cliffs, storms, and even human greed. In Japan, rare trees are now guarded with motion sensors and hidden cameras, after a wave of high-value thefts shook the bonsai world. These ancient survivors are not just cultivated plants, they're artifacts shaped by decades of care and centuries of struggle in the wild. In the far north of Hokkaido, old spruce trees stand in alpine zones where collecting is no longer permitted. Their needles harden against snow, their trunks twist under relentless wind, untouched, protected, and increasingly unreachable. These are fragments of landscapes that almost disappeared, preserved only because access to their habitat was finally restricted. Across the Sierra Mountains in America, junipers estimated to be hundreds, sometimes thousands, of years old cling to granite slopes like living fossils. Their deadwood is carved by storms, their live veins pulled tight by drought and heat. These trees survived what entire forests could not. And today, only a handful of specimens reach the level collectors consider irreplaceable. The rarest bonsai aren't defined by beauty alone. They come from places where survival is the exception. Snowbound ranges, burning deserts, wind-swept cliffs. Each tree carries evidence of the landscape that shaped it. Twisted trunks from storms, bleached deadwood from heat, dense foliage from brutal winters. And today, these survivors form a world few people ever see. In this episode, we follow 5 rare bonsai born in the harshest environments on Earth. A Shimpaku once collected from sheer cliffs. An Ezo spruce forged in deep northern snows. Sierra and California junipers sculpted by drought and lightning. And a Japanese white pine whose lineage reaches back before the war. Together, they tell the story of rarity, shaped not by gardeners, but by survival itself. The scarcity of these trees is no mystery. Overharvesting erased entire habitats. New protections restricted access to the wild. And rising demand, even theft, pushed collectors and growers into an age of vigilance. Understanding these forces is essential, because rarity isn't an aesthetic. It's the story written into every inch of these bonsai. The Shimpaku juniper didn't become rare by accident. Its natural habitat, steep limestone cliffs, suffered rolldowns and landslides that wiped out entire patches of the species. From the 1950s to the 1980s, intense overharvesting stripped these mountains even further, as collectors scoured every accessible ledge. And when demand grew worldwide, smuggling and high-value theft pushed the remaining trees deeper into hiding. Today, authentic cliff-grown Shimpaku are almost gone, their absence a reminder of how quickly a wild landscape can disappear. There was a time collectors called it the Shimpaku Gold Rush. Men climbed unstable cliffs with nothing but ropes and hand tools, searching for the perfect trunk line. Some slipped. Some were injured. A few never came back. But the trees they sought, compact foliage, tight veins, and dramatic sherry formed by nature, became the crown jewels of bonsai. These stories aren't myths. They're the price paid for the Shimpaku masterpieces we see today. A true Shimpaku has signatures you can't fake. Dense foliage that forms tight pads, an S-curve trunk shaped naturally by cliffside winds, critical sherry carved by storms, and razor-sharp genes bleached by decades of exposure. These features, formed in the wild, refined by masters, define the species. Record sales, elite competition wins, and museum-grade provenance only add to its value. Collectors don't chase Shimpaku for trends. They chase them because nothing else carries this blend of danger, history, and natural artistry. Far from the cliffs of Shimpaku, another rare bonsai survives in a harsher world, the Ezo spruce. Its home lies in the northern ranges of Hokkaido and the Kuril Islands, where winters bury the mountains in deep snow and winds carve the trees into resilient forms. Many of these alpine zones are now restricted, closed off to collectors to protect what little remains. Because of this, true mountain-born Ezo spruce are seldom seen in nurseries or competitions. Rarity here isn't man-made, it's dictated by the environment itself. Ezo spruce grows where few would dare to search. Collectors who ventured into the far north described forests locked in silence, branches bent by snow load, bark thickened against freezing winds. Unlike the cliffside Shimpaku rush, few Ezo yamadori were ever taken. The terrain was too remote, the winters too severe. This isolation created a bonsai with a distinct personality. Compact needles, crisp ramification, and a calm, upright dignity shaped by the cold. A true Ezo spruce carries unmistakable traits. Short, dense needles that hold their shape even in winter, rugged bark with deep fissures, and a stately trunk that communicates age without theatrics. Because collecting is restricted and natural specimens are scarce, high-quality Ezo spruce are considered northern relics, reserved for collectors who appreciate subtlety over spectacle. This is a tree that doesn't shout. It endures. And that quiet endurance is why the Ezo spruce has become one of the rarest conifers in the bonsai world. In the high elevations of the Sierra Nevada, junipers grow in conditions few trees can survive. They root themselves into bare granite, absorbing just enough water and sunlight to endure the brutal cycle of heat, frost, and relentless winds. Many of these areas fall under strict conservation rules, and collecting requires rare permits, if it's allowed at all. Because of this, genuine Sierra Juniper yamadori are limited to a small number already in the hands of seasoned collectors. Their rarity isn't artificial, it's geological. Some Sierra junipers are estimated to be hundreds, even thousands, of years old. They've stood through lightning strikes, droughts, and mountain storms that carved their trunks into twisting sculptures of deadwood and living veins. Collectors who worked these mountains describe them as living fossils, trees that carry the history of the landscape in their wood. Few were ever collected, not only because of regulations, but because reaching them demands long hikes through unforgiving terrain. Every Sierra juniper in bonsai form is the result of survival on a geological timescale. A true Sierra juniper is instantly recognizable. Dramatic deadwood burned smooth by sun and wind, powerful live veins twisting like ropes, and a trunk line that looks impossibly sculpted, yet entirely natural. These visual signatures, combined with age and legality, make Sierra junipers some of the most coveted conifer yamadori in the United States. Only a handful of masterpieces exist, and each carries the unmistakable stamp of the wild. To collectors, a Sierra juniper isn't just a tree. It's the purest expression of nature's force. In the dry basins of Southern California and the Mojave, the California juniper survives conditions few species can tolerate. Blistering sun, sharp winds, and decades of drought bleach its wood into pale, ghost-like textures. Many of these regions fall within protected land, where collecting is heavily restricted or outright prohibited. This means true desert-born California juniper yamadori, the old ones with natural ghostwood, are incredibly scarce. Most collectors will never see one available in their lifetime. These trees endure a lifetime of extremes: summer heat that scorches their outer layers, winter winds that tear off bark, and storms that twist their branches into raw, skeletal forms. Collectors who work the desert describe it as a place where only the strongest trees remain. Most simply die before reaching old age. And with conservation protections expanding across California's deserts, the era of collecting these ancient specimens has essentially closed. The few that made it into bonsai collections carry the unmistakable mark of the desert, a beauty shaped through hardship, not abundance. California juniper has a signature you can't mistake. Sunburnt deadwood that looks like bleached bone, heavy sherry split by heat cycles, and live veins that twist through the trunk like the last line of survival. Its movement is rugged, confident, and unmistakably wild. Because very few old specimens exist, and even fewer are legal to collect, California juniper masterpieces rank among the most prized yamadori in the United States. To collectors, it represents purity, a tree shaped entirely by desert hardship, untouched by human influence until the very end. Unlike desert or mountain yamadori, the rarity of Japanese white pine comes from time and tradition. Many of the finest white pines were shaped before the war, trained by masters whose techniques defined the foundation of modern bonsai. These trees are irreplaceable. Their supply is fixed, their lineage documented, their cultural weight immense. Every pre-war specimen we see today survived decades of caretaking, political upheaval, and environmental change. This is rarity born not from wilderness, but from heritage. Some of the most iconic white pines were carried across generations, protected through war, preserved by families, and eventually entrusted to museums and national collections. The Hiroshima survivor pine, for example, stands as a living testament to resilience, a white pine that endured what no landscape could. Other pre-war trees were once kakufuten competitors, trained by artists whose techniques shaped entire schools of bonsai. When you look at a legacy white pine, you're not just seeing a tree. You're seeing the continuity of Japanese bonsai culture itself. The anatomy of a true legacy white pine is unmistakable. 5-needle foliage that forms gentle clouds, ramification refined over decades, bark plates that show age without aggression, and a trunk line that expresses quiet dignity. Collectors value these trees not just for their form, but for their provenance, museum histories, master signatures, and generations of recorded care. Record prices for white pine masterpieces are driven by a simple truth. You cannot create another pre-war tree. You can only inherit one. These 5 bonsai are more than rare specimens. They are survivors of landscapes that no longer exist, forged on cliffs, deserts, and frozen mountains. Their forms weren't created through convenience, but through endurance. Every Shimpaku, every Ezo spruce, every ancient juniper holds a chapter of natural history inside its wood. Their deadwood carries storms. Their veins carry centuries. Their silence carries the weight of everything they survived. And when these trees enter bonsai, they carry those worlds with them. These were the wild legends, shaped by nature itself. But there is another side to rarity. Trees shaped by generations of artists, protected as cultural treasures, and kept inside museums. In the next episode, we explore 5 masterpieces of heritage and lineage. Bonsai that didn't just survive nature, but shaped the history of the art form.